Pro Wrestling Commentary with Roman Pearson Jr.
Welcome back to the best pro wrestling commentary. This is Junior, here with Roman Pierce, breaking down another week in the world of WWE. So, let's just get started with Raw last night. And first off, Roman, what's your opinion?
I thought Raw was very productive. I thought it was a good match. There's a lot of good matches in it. I will say in the beginning, I guess with Stephanie and Triple H coming out, I really didn't understand that. I feel like they were just, obviously they were promoting all the cards for SummerSlam, but it just kind of felt like, is this necessary? Are you doing this out of desperation?
You mean the $9.99 promotion? Or
No, they've been doing that for a while. It's just the fact that they came out and it was kind of like The Price is Right, and it was, without them saying, and a new car.
Yeah.
They pretty much just came out and they were like, and then you're going to watch the match between Seth Rollins, and they sounded like John Cena doing his John Cena promos where he's promoting everyone and himself. And I wonder if that was a business deal. Like, was that more business, or was it desperation that they're afraid that no one's going to watch it? I mean, I'm sure people are going to watch it, but it just felt like they were really, really hard trying to sell SummerSlam.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I guess now when you mention it, it does kind of come across like that, but I don't know, SummerSlam is one of the probably the only thing I can think of bigger than that is Mania, or maybe it's tied with Rumble, but it's a pretty big event, so it really doesn't need as much promotion as they were giving it.
Absolutely, and that's why I didn't understand why the first 5 or 10 minutes of the show was SummerSlam. You gotta watch SummerSlam. We're sold out, and here at the Barclays Center, but you can still watch it on the WWE Network. I get that they have to advertise it, but for me it was just kind of like, I'm already sold on Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, Seth Rollins and whatnot. I just kind of felt like, are you guys going to disappoint me? But I don't know, that's neither here and there. But what did you think about Jon Stewart, the former host of The Daily Show, which is, I'm a big Jon Stewart fan, being the host for SummerSlam? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he's funny. I think he's funny. I'll give him credit. I mean, not the biggest fan of his, but he is funny. So, I mean, I know he can bring some humor to the event. And then I thought it was funny his back and forth with Seth Rollins a couple months ago. So, I mean, man is humorous. I'll give him that much.
Oh, most definitely. And Seth Rollins made an appearance on his show when he used to be on The Daily Show, and that was kind of funny. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know if it's necessary for them to have a host. I think it's kind of a waste of time. They come out for like 2 minutes, then
from a business end, though, I can understand that, because then you can attract people who may not watch wrestling just to watch Jon Stewart. So
absolutely, a little cross-marketing going on there.
Even more cross-marketing, did you hear about the coach making his return? And you see that promo, it looks like they're going to do SportsCenter either from SummerSlam or right before SummerSlam. Something like that. Or the way he made it sound was like, making it sound like how they do game day outside the arena or outside the stadium.
Right.
They made it sound like it's going to be that type of format.
Well, I mean, I think it'd be great to see Jonathan coaching back into WWE. I mean, he kind of made his mark there. Now he's at ESPN. So, I don't know. We'll see. Whatever the sources say online, we'll go and I guess that's something we got to look forward to in SummerSlam, to see who pops out.
Yeah, because I would imagine, as with any big pay-per-view, probably is going to be at least one surprise appearance or something.
Right, by a former commentator. Hey, maybe one day that'll be us, right?
Exactly.
Moving on to the matches, what did you think about the Kevin Owens, Sheamus, and Orton match?
I liked it. It was a pretty good match. I mean, it didn't take my breath away, but I'd certainly give it a B+ overall. I don't know if it advanced many storylines. I mean, the feuds have already been set, so. But it was a good match. Like, I think Cesaro's improving. Kevin Owens, I liked him from day one. I mean, I guess anyone that goes up against Cena, I like you already if you're tearing down Cena. So
right.
Owens is already, I already like Owens. Although I feel bad for him because he's got to wrestle Saturday night and he's got to wrestle at SummerSlam.
Hey, you want to be the man, you want to be on top. That's what you got to do. I don't think he has an issue with it though.
Oh no.
What was funny though is I saw a couple signs, and I love reading the signs, as I know you do too.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw one, and it's hilarious, and it said, how it says, fight Owens fight. Well, this sign said, fat Owens fat. So, I mean, kudos to whoever wrote that.
But to be fair, I mean, Owens, he's not muscular and built and everything, but man, that guy gets around the ring great. I mean, off the top rope. I mean, he's so versatile. So, I mean, they got a gym there. I think I see big things in his future.
Right, he's very athletic. No one's taking that away from him. But I just wanted to give kudos to his fans. Back to the Cesaro Orton and Kevin Owens match. When it came to Cesaro, I just love watching him wrestle. He's such a technician.
Yeah.
It kind of takes it back to watching Dean Malenko or Eddie Guerrero. I mean, it's just the beautiful spinning elbows he does from the ropes.
In the way, like, elbow, and then he throws him to the other rope, elbow, throws him back, elbow, so.
And those are some tough elbows that Sheamus was taking. I mean, and Sheamus is a tough competitor himself, but I see great things for Cesaro. I really hope that eventually this will lead to something, if not sooner, to something big.
Because unfortunately for Tyson Kidd, by the time he gets back, Cesaro may be too popular to be in a tag team.
You know what? That's true. Who knows? Maybe they'll do a storyline where he gets into it with Tyson Kidd and they separate that for now. But we'll see where that goes to. So let's go ahead and move on to the Roman Reigns-Luke Harper match. What did you think about that?
Honestly, with that match, I liked it, but I kind of like Ambrose's commentary. I don't know, Ambrose, I like him on the mic, so I enjoyed listening to his commentary along with JBL. But the match was good. I like the Reigns spear. I mean, Harper had a good showing. Although I noticed Harper's coming out with Bray Wyatt's music, so like you said, he can't have his own identity, because when they tried splitting him up, he was still, I mean, I don't know, it didn't work out, so he's back with Wyatt. They didn't really give him his own identity. They just basically, they kept him as the same character.
Absolutely. The match itself, for me, obviously wasn't, opposed to the match we just spoke of. There wasn't a lot of technical attributes popping out there, but it reminded me of an old school wrestling brawl, like back in the day when it was just two wrestlers duking it out, nothing spectacular, no jumping off the ropes and whatnot. So I enjoyed watching it, took it back to that old school wrestling type of theme. Now, last week we spoke about Brian Saxon and how we feel he kind of fell off or lost his edge or whatnot, and they're still running that storyline where they're taking the seat from him and he doesn't really speak. And this time Dean Ambrose took the seat and gave it to Bray Wyatt, supposedly so that he could keep an eye on him. But this is my take on it, and this is just me. We wonder what you guys think. Email, send YouTube videos to us, and we'll respond to that. But let's ask Big Junior here. What do you think? Do you think that that's because they're trying to teach Byron Saxton how to do commentary properly, and Dean Ambrose is good on the mic? I've seen other people get on the mic, and Byron Saxton, it almost looks like he's just watching them while live on air so that he can kind of pick up.
Maybe so, because like I said before, the first time I ever saw him on SmackDown, I was like, oh, okay, I like this guy, because he was going for the heel, he was kind of humorous, but then he gets on Raw and, I don't know, it's just all gone. The promise I saw in him, I haven't seen it since. So, I mean, I know you mentioned maybe he's better suited for NXT, a smaller, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Pond, maybe?
Yeah, but I don't know, I mean, he's got the potential. I mean, I don't know if they told him to be more neutral, but I thought he was pretty humorous when he was pro-heel.
Yeah, I think that he was more comfortable with NXT, but we'll see where he goes, and we'll just continue on to monitor that situation. Maybe they're going to put him back in the ring eventually. Who knows? We'll see where we go from there. But I know you have some comments on the Rusev-Henry match, so let's go ahead and move on to that one.
As a guy, I mean, Henry's been wrestling, I want to say, since '96, because I remember his debut.
Wow.
It's just, to me, it's kind of sad to see Henry going, and I hate seeing him getting billed, oh, this is the world's strongest man, just to go out and get beat week after week.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say the word jobber, but he's almost pretty much turned into a jobber.
Absolutely.
I mean, a big name jobber, but a jobber nonetheless. And the guy is, let's not forget, he is I know he won the championship. He is a former champion, so.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I think. That's my mindset with Mark Henry. He's, the world's strongest man, but when's the last time that he's won a match? And
not since, I think his last big win was beating Orton for the championship.
And then when he had his issue with Rusev, and they were setting it up as he's going to be the guy to beat Rusev's, no-lose streak. And when I watched him on Raw the other day, or last night, it made me feel like this is a repeat of when he lost the last two times, because that's exactly the same match that I was watching.
Because I was hoping so badly that Lana would interfere or distract Rusev so Henry could win. Okay, it's a cheap win, but just to see Cena win. I mean, wow, sorry about that. Just to see Henry win.
Right.
some distraction, something. But and then when he almost broke out of the accolade, I was like, all right, and then he tapped out. I was like, oh,
all right.
yeah, well, I stopped saying that.
I think it was poor booking, but at the same time, I think Mark Henry, he's maybe comfortable with being a jobber. He comes in, does his thing, gets paid, moves about, and you need that, you know. But you would want to see something different. It gets a little bit repetitive.
I mean, because I don't argue. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, the guy's been a champion, Intercontinental, I want to say European Tag Team Champion, Nation of Domination. I mean, he has a lot of accomplishments as a wrestler. So I just hope, because obviously he's close to retirement.
Right.
The guy's, I mean, I'm 34, and the man's been wrestling since I was in high school. So, I mean, yeah, like Sheamus pointed out, you've been in the WWE since the Clinton administration.
Wow.
So he's been wrestling since Clinton was president.
And I just want, since you mentioned Clinton, I just want to say, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Well, that's not a bad impression. I'll show y'all mine one day of Clinton. But it's I just hope I want to see him go out on a good note, because I did like, remember when he like faked his retirement.
Oh yeah, I love that
because he attacked Cena. So
oh yeah, I love that. He came out with the suit.
And let's clarify something. I mean, we respect what Cena does for the kids and all that. Make a Wish, all that. That's great. Just his character. We're not a fan of his character. I think it's pretty stale to be the same. What, since 07, 06, he's been the same.
I don't know. He comes out with jean shorts, a t-shirt, a ball cap. I'm not sure if he's a baseball player, a bodybuilder. Is he a beach body guy? I mean, he's supposed to be a wrestler. But we'll get back to Cena here in a minute. But yes, you're right. I think I do want to see Henry. I think it's poor booking. When he came out and he had that's what I do. You know,
yeah.
I love that. He could come out and be a force to reckon with. I do get that he's getting up in there in the age.
Actually, no.
I think it's poor booking.
I did like the fact, like a few weeks ago when they had him, I think 2 matches. Like one was on SmackDown with primetime players,
right?
3-man tag team, and then one was on Raw, but where he won. So I like that he was able to be victorious. So
right.
I just hate hearing World's Strongest Man just to get beat week after week. That just looks bad.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. You know, they have this cast of stars, and it's just like they're not utilizing them correctly. And they're bringing people from NXT, which is great, but I feel that once they throw them up in the main roster, then they get lost in the sauce, because now they have this huge push behind them, and it's just like, okay, you know, it's just like a boat without a sail. Now it's just drifting away.
But sometimes it's your own. If you don't get the crowd behind you,
absolutely,
that's your own fault.
But if you're drifting away, you land on the beach, and then you're Tom Hanks, and you're screaming, Wilson!
well, yeah, that is true, but give me an example. I mean, the only one I can, Adam Rose.
Oh.
Which I thought they had something going, because the crowd was behind that at first. And that bunny, because I was hoping the storyline would get to where the bunny gets unmasked or something, but...
I mean, if the bunny was, you know, here comes the money, and it was Shane O'Mac, then yeah, it would have been cool, but I don't even want to speak about Adam Rose, because that character right there, I didn't like it at all. It was just boring, it was annoying, it felt like a filler.
Don't be a lemon.
Be a rosebud.
That didn't get you excited there?
Not at all. So we're talking about getting excited. So Lana comes out and she's doing commentary, right? And she gets in the ring and she basically does what seems like almost like a Bruce Lee, you know, The Rock, Conor McGregor deal. And, you know, Summer Rae comes back in the ring. And what did you think about that? Because to me, Lana looked like such a badass when she came out and did that. I
like that. Honestly, I was disappointed that they're not going to be fighting, or it's not going to be a mixed tag team match. Because I thought that's what it was leading up to. All them two brawling. I thought that was going to lead up to something as well. But the only thing I didn't like about that was it lasted so long where it was obvious that Ziggler was coming out.
Man, absolutely.
So that became, I don't like it when they're predictable like that. I mean...
Well, I think to me and you, we can see when things are botched, and people can argue that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it was very obvious that Ziggler was going to come out. I think when she called out Summer Rae and she slapped, that was great. But I think Rusev should have came out and got in her face or turned around to grab Summer Rae, and then Lana could have got close to him. He would have turned around and she would have just felt like, oh my God, and then Ziggler comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was just too much of a, you could see Lana looking, she even did this.
Yeah, she was smiling, which...
Breaking her neck.
Don't be wrong. I mean, I can look at Lana all day. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. But, yeah, that dragged on, and the looking like this, that telegraphed it too easily.
Absolutely, it was telegraphed. It was foreshadowed way too much, and that's nothing against Lana. She's learning. It's new. Who knows? Maybe someone didn't press the music at the right time, or maybe Ziggler was on his phone. I don't know. Who knows? It still was great. I like the way he came out. I love the way how Lana just looked like a roundhouse kick / super kick.
Yeah, that was nice in the dress at that.
Absolutely. And then Ziggler also got his, super kick out. So I thought that was really good. And Ziggler, you've seen him come a long way, and it seems like he's finally now getting that second opportunity or that second win opportunity for him to be pushed. So I really hope that this goes far for him.
Me too, because I hope to see him back in the title hunt eventually. And to think the man started out in the Spirit Squad. Moving on to the first women's match of the night, Tamina versus Becky Lynch, which unfortunately pretty much backed up what I said about Tamina. She's billed as almost to the point of the female Mark Henry, where this big, strong woman, she's going to dominate and goes out there and gets beat. And it's always by like she tapped out. Which, like, you got to, I mean, the way they got, like you said, the booking is kind of bad for her. You can't build someone as strong, dominating, and just have them lose constantly. I mean, they're going to lose every now and then, but
yeah. You
got to have her, I mean, honestly, you're going to need to have her, like, do some squash matches almost, just to build her up.
Absolutely, and again, it takes me back to, I hate to bring this up because people always bring it up, and you have to have something great to compare to something that's, I don't know, abysmal, I guess. But you're right. Back in the day, you had a full card of, I want to see that match, and this guy versus that, even if it was a tag team or a three-way, whatever the case was. But it seems now like, again, you have these superstars who could be potential, I don't know, ticket sellers or audience catchers or subscribers for the network these days, and they lose their fire, and they just get squashed and squashed and squashed. Like I said, you have a talented group of rosters, create good storylines, allow them to flourish, and then you'll have more than one attraction, or more than 2 or 3 attractions. You'll have 8 or 9,
And I have the perfect solution for that. We'll get into this one day. This will be another video, another discussion, but I say bring back the draft. Split the brands, Raw and SmackDown. I missed that. I missed the excitement of that. Because I liked it because basically now SmackDown is just like Raw light. Which, nothing... I mean, nothing... It's very rare anything major changes there.
Right.
But when you have it as its own show where very rarely they mix, I don't know, I liked it that way.
I mean, I agree with you. Different branding, and I don't know, corporate America, they may look at it like, well, there's no point in going backwards, it didn't work. But sometimes you need to bring different things into the table, recreate it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the pendulum swinging back. I mean, it does that in movies, in music, in fashion. It's just a matter of doing it correctly.
Well,
I agree with you.
Just like honestly, I don't know why when they bought WCW, why they didn't just keep that going as a separate entity, or when they bought ECW, why not? I mean, why not keep that going as where that could have been like 2 different shows, and then maybe every now and then across. I mean, that would be exciting because I used to like with the Raw and SmackDown. Sorry guys, I know, but this is in my chest. I gotta get this out.
Get it out.
I gotta get this out.
Get it out.
But I used to love that. SmackDown had this champion, or Raw. I'd bring it back to the very beginning when they first had the brand split, where there was one main champion that could go on both shows.
Right.
Tag team champion could go on both shows.
Right.
Women's champion could go to either show. So, please, if you're watching Triple H, Vince McMahon, bring that back. Make me happy.
Well, here's the thing though. Trips, Triple H. I think it's more of Vince McMahon, if anything, but for them, it was more of an ego thing. It's just, we destroyed the WCW and all that. And I think that's the reason that they didn't allow that to equate into their formula, because they said, no, we're going to destroy your gun and that's it. I think it was a mistake in a sense. I agree with you. I think it's just like destroying ECW. I think Paul Heyman would agree with that. You should have had these subsidiaries as brands. Obviously, they're in control because it's good for competition. Plus, they would have eliminated possibly all these other competitors like Lucha Libre, Global World Wrestling.
But you mean like have it like ECW, a division of WWE, something like
right,
that?
Absolutely, subsidiary. And I think now they're in a position with NXT where they're starting to promote that. That's Triple H's baby. Obviously, this Saturday they're going to do the big takeover. So they're looking forward to that. And they said in 2016 that they're going to start doing tours with NXT, which I look forward to.
Oh, me too.
Who knows? Maybe they'll do that with that. Maybe they will listen to you with NXT. Who knows?
Well, yeah.
Now, let's go ahead and move on to the other women's match. So I thought that was a pretty good match. You know, it was Sasha Banks versus Nicole Bella.
Honestly, I mean, maybe I don't think I'm overstepping anything. I see Sasha outshining Paige being like the face of the women's division.
I completely agree
future.
with you. I completely agree with you. Obviously, right now the Bellas, they're running strong. They're probably going to be running strong for a while.
But you heard the crowd chanting for Sasha.
No, they're chanting Sasha. I mean, she's a great competitor. She's a, you know,
wrestler.
She's a great wrestler. There's nothing better than watching an athletic performer that has in-ring skills, who's not only
Did you say performer?
beautiful,
Come on!
who's not only beautiful but strong. Yes, she's a wrestler, but I
Thank
mean,
you.
you have to sell certain things. That's what I meant by performer. Of course, she's a wrestler. We're big on calling people wrestlers here. I was kind of disappointed with the people in Minneapolis because they, you know, I get it. Brock Lesnar's there. You know, he's from there. That's their town and whatnot. But for them to be kind of chanting Lesnar in the middle of a good match like that, I mean, come on, people. You guys wanted better women wrestlers. You got the best women wrestlers coming out now. I wouldn't say the best. There's others in indie circuits. But then that's kind of disrespectful. It's kind of like, it's that. Give me this, give me that. I mean, come on. Let the women do their thing.
But
Lesnar's going to come out.
I know I don't like that, but I'm happy to see women's wrestling given more attention. Like Stephanie finally listened. Sadly, AJ Lee was the one that had to start that,
That's right.
and she's not here to reap the benefits of her movement. So,
You know, in my mind, I'm still hoping for AJ Lee to come run in, steal the tag team title from Nikki Bella, and then take off with it.
The women's championship or Divas title.
Absolutely, the Divas title, and then that'll give Vince McMahon a reason to actually create a real women's wrestling championship. I mean, that would be great. Obviously, I'm dreaming, but yeah, you're right. It's kind of
Well, while we're dreaming, my fantasy scenario for the Cena Rollins match at SummerSlam, Cena has Rollins pinned 1, 2, and then CM Punk's music hits, boom, and he comes out, costs Cena the match. I mean, I'd be doing backflips, but okay. But back to real world. Sorry.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, is that your final prediction? We can
No.
So we can segue now to the Seth Rollins and the the match signing. First time, is this the first time ever we've seen the U.S. title against?
Yeah, because I know
The
we've
World
seen
Heavyweight title.
Intercontinental against Heavyweight, but I've never seen that U.S. against.
Now I'm interested to get your input because I know you had some, you you weren't happy with the way that John Cena came out and kind of didn't really allow Seth Rollins to give him a rebuttal, even though Seth Rollins did give out a great promo and it lasted a long time. But so what's your input on that?
Yeah, I like Rollins' promo, but yeah, you're right. Cena came out, said his piece, which I don't know. I mean, yes, we are pretty anti-Cena if you haven't watched our previous episodes, but it's just every time I hear Cena talk, it's the same thing. I mean, every now and then he may say something like, "Okay, I got to give him that was good," but generally it's the same speech. It's like same speech. It's like he's looking at a script. So I didn't like that. That he talks down to Triple H. Goes after Triple H, goes after Rollins, and they just sit there looking angry, but nevertheless, at the very least, as he's walking away, I mean, the character, Rollins, has to rebut him or say something.
And here's the thing. Seth Rollins comes out as a great promo. It did last a long time. And for me, it was just like, I'm waiting to hear that annoying music because I figured John Cena's going to come out and say something. I'm waiting for him to say something because I want to hear what he has to say. And I felt like maybe he let Seth speak a lot longer so that he could sit there and write down like, I got to say this because he's really killing me. I don't know. But here's the thing. So Seth Rollins comes down and says that John Cena's a disease. We're tired of him. He's been holding the audience.
And did you hear the crowd? Did you hear the crowd's reaction?
Absolutely.
For a heel to get that type of babyface reaction?
Last guy I remember doing that, I think, was The Rock.
Yeah.
Doing great, by the way. And so when John Cena comes out, this is the thing I hate about his promos. His promos is to come out here and he kind of like boosts up Seth Rollins and he compares him to Triple H and then he's like, he wouldn't have chose you if he didn't see a little bit of himself in you. And so it's kind of like he promotes himself, he promotes his opponent, he promotes the WWE. And what angers me about it is that when he comes out to his music, he comes out and he's like, and I feel like he feels like he's in a Saturday Night Live bit where he just comes out and the audience is like, oh, John Cena, and he's just like, yeah, I'm here, making money, gonna piss you off, and I'm gonna go home and do my thing, and who cares? Because I'm getting paid. And he promotes his little,
never give up,
never give up towels, and what I hate about his promo is that he came out, he messed up some of his words. You could tell.
Yeah, well, I definitely heard one for sure.
He spoke about almost everything he could possibly find. He brought up Ric Flair. He talked about how you're not the champ, I'm the champ, how you're trying to be like me. And at the end, he finishes his promo by not even allowing Rollins to say anything and just calling him basically, a bitch. And then he walks away and takes off. But if somebody else would have done that, he would have called him a coward, unhonorable, whatever the case is. So I think the only people that are swallowing what The Rock says that hot garbage are children. Who else would buy that?
Yeah. And, well, children beg their parents to buy the bright yellow, orange shirt. That's why, I don't know, there's two things I don't understand when I see, like, when I'm watching a wrestling event. Grown men cheering for John Cena. I guess unless you're sitting next to your 5-year-old son or daughter, okay, I can understand that. If I was, like, say, took my nephew to watch a wrestling event, I'd probably, just so they wouldn't cry, I'd probably sit there and cheer for Cena just to save face. But grown men by themselves cheering for Cena and people actually clapping with New Day, which I don't get. Because you see some fans there, when they come out, they're all clapping and enjoying, like...
Well, to each his own. Junior, what are your predictions for the Seth Rollins Cena match? Are we going to see title switching here? What's going to happen? Interference? What do you think?
As much as I hate to say it, I see Cena winning. I don't see Sheamus cashing in this time around. I don't know. I personally don't, and I mean, it's possible, but I just don't see it this time. Maybe in another pay-per-view, but I see Cena winning, Cena beating Rollins, because Rollins doesn't have his usual entourage anymore, so I just don't see Rollins winning this time around, because it's Cena. Very rare you see Cena lose, period. So that's why, like, when he lost to Owens, I almost had a heart attack out of shock, because... Well, am I lying? How rare is it to see? I mean...
That's absolutely true, but here's the thing. His new shirt where he came out and it says 15-time world champion. Online, they were speculating that WWE had messed up and gave the storyline away. So when he did his promo against Seth Rollins, he came out there, he's looking at his hat, and he's talking about, I made these shirts, but then you said this about me, and so now for sure I know that I'm going to be a 16-time champ. I thought that was weak in him trying to fix that if that was the case, and I just thought that was a bad promo in itself. And if I would have bought that shirt, I would have been kind of, pissed off that I bought the shirt, and then not even a few weeks later, he's a 16-time champion.
And I just hate the fact that if he wins, it's going to be more championships than Flair. Because honestly, and I know this is probably bias speaking, but seriously, like, I see like the greatest of greats, Austin, Hogan, Flair, The Rock. I mean, to me, those four, I mean, I'm sure you can throw another one, like Andre the Giant, like the top tier. I just don't see it I don't see Cena at that level.
But I didn't hear you mention Trips.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, Triple H, HBK. I mean, at the very top tier, there's a handful.
Absolutely.
I don't know. To me, I see Ric Flair. I put him at a little higher level of greatness.
Absolutely. And you said Hogan?
Yeah.
But he doesn't count anymore, right?
Oh, I don't care. Hey, I'm being rebellious. I will mention Hogan.
Who's that guy? No, I'm just playing. We know who he is. But, so, I agree with you. So, titles are changing. My prediction is I think that Seth Rollins is going to use the authority, and somehow they're going to interfere, and Seth Rollins might win. Who knows? John Cena may need some time off to fix his nose.
Or what do you think about Seth Rollins losing, but Triple H comes up with some reason for restarting the match, or points out some infraction? No, you didn't do this, so restart the match.
Well, and that's the thing that I don't understand. It seems like that would be a perfect time to kind of book John Cena versus Triple H, but it seems like they don't want to play with that, because if Triple H wanted to...
Yeah, but it's been done.
It's been done, exactly. Because if he wanted to, he could come out and say, I didn't like what he said about me, so now I'm going to attack him, this and that. But then that will spill into a, Triple H, John Cena feud. I think he's happy doing the authority thing right now. So who knows? It's a very unpredictable... We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and move on to the main event, which is Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker.
Which I was shocked to see. Undertaker kind of got some boos last night when he attacked Lesnar. Well, of course, they're in Lesnar's hometown, but yeah, I heard a little boos in there, which I haven't heard Undertaker get booed in.
I didn't understand that, yeah.
But I mean, it is Lesnar's hometown. But I mean, Undertaker still, I would say he got more cheers obviously than boos. I mean, he's one of my all-time favorites. Been wrestling since I was a third grader. So
Wow.
that is a long time to
I
be
was
wrestling.
only, what, 10 years ago?
No, he debuted at the.
No, you were a third grader, right?
Oh no, hey, I'm 34. Don't no shame about my age.
So with that situation, I get it. It is Minneapolis. It's his hometown. But for them to boo the Undertaker kind of made me feel like, are you guys really wrestling fans, or are you just guys just casual Lesnar fans?
People are free to cheer who they want. I mean, you can't be upset. But.
Of course. But you know, for Lesnar to even wrestle the Undertaker says a lot. There's a lot of honor, a lot of respect between the two competitors. So I would hate to see the Undertaker lose again. Because I'll be honest, when he fought Lesnar and he lost his streak, I thought that was it for him. I thought that was like his retirement match.
But he came back.
Yeah, for him to come back tells you, I think this is going to turn into a trilogy. That's what I think.
I predict Undertaker winning. I just don't see him losing back to back. Whether it's, I just don't see. Well, actually, I predict a clean win. I don't see Undertaker cheating somehow to win.
It wouldn't make sense for the Undertaker to lose again to Brock Lesnar. What would that cement? The fact that the Undertaker is just mortal now? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So I see the Taker winning.
Because Lesnar will always have the fact that he broke the streak.
Absolutely. And I think I see the Undertaker winning this, and I think the third match is going to be at WrestleMania. That's just what I see.
Let's say I want Taker Sting. I know that may be a fantasy, but
I've been waiting for Taker Sting for a long time too. But I really feel like Triple H just wanted to beat him, rub that in WCW's legacy, and now he's just kind of like in the back burner, stuck on like some kind of Legends contract. Will he be back? I don't know.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me.
He's coming back.
And what's funny about that is that when they brought back the Ultimate Warrior, they made this big deal about great things are coming out with the Warrior. We're going to do all these things. Sadly, he passed away. Now they have Sting, and he's on kind of the similar.
But he does.
contract.
I mean, he makes appearances for them.
Since when? Since WrestleMania?
I mean, like on the network, like documentaries on the network.
Absolutely, but that's not enough. You want to see him on television. You want to see him, if not wrestling, doing something with the wrestlers. So I just feel like it doesnn't make any sense to me. Maybe they were going to do the same thing with the Warrior, but they just painted a different picture.
Well, the Warrior wasn't going to wrestle. He was passes. He was not. He wasn't in wrestling shape anymore.
No, of course not. But maybe we would have seen more of him. And you have Sting right now. Why are you not capitalizing on that?
Well, maybe it's one of those things. If you don't want to oversaturate.
Like Cena? I mean, I don't get I don't pick and choose. I don't know.
Well, no, I'm just so happy to see him in a WWE, which I think he's deserved that level of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, of course he's a top tier. I guess that's a. I'm sorry. There's a few I forgot to mention, but anyways.
Absolutely.
But I've always wished he was in that because when he was in TNA, I mean, I would watch him, but it was hard for me to watch him like.
What's TNA?
But I'm just saying, Impact Wrestling. Excuse me.
Oh.
when he was there, like it was just hard to see him in such a small venue. Like, man, you're Sting. You deserve to be at the best of the best.
Well, it is what it is. But we got to see him. He's definitely one of the, I would think, in your top tier list.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. And well, I think that's our show. SummerSlam is going to be this Sunday. We're going to have predictions for you. I hope you look forward to seeing it. Again, send us YouTube videos, comments, or, send us your feedback. Thank you for the people who have subscribed, and we will continue to do this. We do this for you.
Till next week.